Alright, round 3 of voice recording. I think I'm starting to like this, so it might stick for the rest of my mission, but we will keep you updated on that. I'm here again with my wonderful companion, Elder Harmon.
Hello, hello.
Currently, we are on the way to the stake center. We're driving on this road called Chelan, even though none of you know what that means. But we're on the way to the stake center to email, so this will be a little bit shorter than usually. But my oh my, what a week it was. It was crazy. So first off, we had a family home evening on Monday night with some of our investigators. They live next door to some members in our ward, and the members are pretty much doing all the work. We just get invited to stuff to teach them, and then the members, they made a ton of snacks for the family home evening too. But yeah, they invited the family over and everything like that, so we just got to show up, talk about the Book of Mormon, and then eat lots of good treats. But it was a really good family home evening. It was a lot of fun, and the investigator family really liked it, and it led to some other miracles this week with their family. So it was really, really cool. And partway through, I realized that I really like doing missionary work, especially family home evenings. So that was super cool. Probably the craziest story from this week, though, was
The bed.
Yeah, the bed. So background information, there is a set of sisters that it got tripled in, or in other words, 3 sisters got put into this area and none of them were in the area before. So none of them knew what was going on. And to make things even crazier, 2 of the missionaries are brand new. This is their first transfer in the field. So before that, there were only 2 sisters in their apartment, but now they have 3, so they needed an extra bed. So they asked us to put one of our bunk beds in their apartment, because we had 2 sets of bunk beds, because we used to have 4 elders in our apartment, but now they're just 2. So they asked us to put one of our bunk beds in their apartment. So, being the wonderful missionaries that we are, we said yes. And we offered to help put these bunk beds, or this bunk bed, in their apartment. So we take it over first off, we started taking the bed apart, and turns out one end was broken already. It was just kind of wedged into the wall, so it didn't seem like it was broken, I think. Right?
No.
Oh, no, it was the other end? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So one end was broken.
Well, the other end was broken too, but just not as much.
Okay, I should let Elder Harmon tell this part of the story, because I was actually writing numbers down on a paper because we lost one of the phones that we had. So do you want to tell this part of the story?
Yeah. So there's this bunk bed, these 2 bunk beds, and let's just rewind real quick about 4 weeks ago, where the elders we lived with, there were our companions, Elder Kaiser and Elder King. They so kindly rearranged the apartment while we were down at MLC, and just did it in the worst way possible. I was trapped between someone on their bed and then a wall. I had no way out of my bed at nights, unless I wanted to crawl through a very small hole or crawl over Elder Walker, which I didn't do that, because that would suck, getting woken up in the middle of the night. So if I had to go to the bathroom, no matter what, I had to stay in bed. So they thought that was pretty funny. Those elders, they're some jokesters, and they thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, in the process of them moving those beds around, they broke it. They broke the bed, but didn't tell us, and they just set it up to where it was like good enough to stay. But they did not tell us it was broken at all. So then, fast forward a little bit to where I am taking apart the bed to get it ready to move it. And the one end, I got the top bunk off, and the one end just kind of started to fall off, like the headboard on the one end. And I grabbed it and I was like, what the heck? And I look at it, and it was barely being held on by just a piece of wood that was snapped, but it was still connected just a little bit. And then I just proceeded to pull it the rest of the way off. And I was like, well, that sucks. I just broke it the rest of the way. And then I tried to pull it away from the wall so I could get it out and take it apart the rest of the way. When I noticed that the other headboard was also slightly broken. Not as much, not nearly as much actually. But I was like, well, this is going to be really hard to get it up the stairwell in the apartment complex of the apartment that we have to move it to. So I might as well, the other end is broken, I might as well just break this one the rest of the way. So that then we have wood glue in our apartment. We could just glue them on and it'd be fine. It'd make it a lot easier moving the bed. That was my logic. So I proceeded to do so. I proceeded to break the headboard off the rest of the way, which came back to bite us in the butt. But that's for later in the story. Yeah. So then I got the bed taken apart, and it was ready to be moved, with the two headboards broken off and all the other pieces apart, but in the correct way, not broken. So I'll pass it back to Elder Walker now.
So at this point, we've got a taken apart bunk bed with only 2 broken pieces. So we think we're chilling. We think we're doing pretty good.
Cause we had wood glue.
Yeah.
Wood glue is super strong, and we had it, and so we thought we were chilling.
Yeah, that was our thinking. Elder Harmon actually asked me. He's just like, should I just break this? We have wood glue. I was like, might as well. So we broke it, and then we start taking the bunk bed over in a couple trips. Which
was good.
Yeah.
Turned out well.
Yeah. So we put all the extra pieces in our van, because we mob around in a van. We look super cool.
Yeah, we're pretty sick.
Yeah.
Just practicing for when we're dads, you know.
Yeah. Mission is just a training for married life.
Yeah.
So we're just training for that. Anyway, we take a couple trips in our van, and we get everything in their apartment except the bottom piece. We take everything up the stairs. Yeah, they live on the 2nd floor, by the way, which is a pretty important part of the story. So they live on the 2nd floor, get everything into their apartment, and then at the end of the night, we still have the big, really, really heavy bottom piece. And so we borrow a truck from some of the other sister missionaries in the area. We borrow their truck.
Which we don't know why they have a truck.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to park it.
Yeah.
Literally, they can't even park.
So we borrow the truck, and we start to carry this really heavy bottom piece of the bed to put it in the bed of the truck.
Ridiculously heavy.
We realize just how heavy it is. It's so heavy. So we put it in the bed of the truck, and both of us just kind of looked at each other and realized what we got ourselves into. Mm-hmm. And so we make our way over to their apartment, and we spend the next 20 minutes trying to maneuver this really heavy bottom foundation of this bed up this really tiny stairwell. So we try to maneuver it for 20 minutes, which led to lots of hands getting smashed.
Gosh.
And just lots of stuff. We were feeling it after our arms had lots of marks on them. So at the same time, there were some sisters that were helping us move, because they were moving out of the apartment.
They were watching us.
Oh yeah. Basically, they were watching us move the stuff. So they're sitting there laughing the whole time, and One of them, who came up with it? Did you come up with it? Or did she say it first?
Well, she said, she's like, oh, it'd be so funny if we couldn't get it up here, we have to lift it up the balcony. And then we were like, oh yeah, that would suck, haha. And then we like keep trying to get it up the stairs. And then I was like, guys, we have no other options. We have to go up the balcony.
So, Elder Harmon and I maneuver the bed back out of the stairwell and put it underneath their balcony. And we're like, yo, we're just gonna lift this up. And at the same time, this guy was trying to get into his apartment.
He and his girlfriend.
Yeah, he and his girlfriend were trying to get into the apartment, and they're like, yo, we're just gonna watch this. This is gonna be funny. Because we told them our plan. So they go out and they watch us. They don't even help us. So we're sitting there, and Elder Harmon and I, we somehow get this really heavy foundation for the bed up above our heads. And our plan was for us to balance it on the balcony with the sisters holding it, and Elder Harmon would hold it, and I'd run upstairs and grab it and pull it onto the balcony. And wow, I don't have very much longer. But
literally, the bed was, my arms were fully extended, my elbows locked, and I was on my tippy toes, holding this bed above my head.
Yeah. So by some miracle, we get the bed over our heads, and then we kind of push it up a little bit further so that the sisters can grab it. I run upstairs while Elder Harmon's still by himself, and we grab it and we pull it up, and it almost slips a cup one time, but we grab it again and pull it up into the room, and we think we have it all figured out. We're like, all right, everything's in the apartment.
Yeah, we made it.
And then we realized it's a lot harder to wood glue a bunk bed together than we thought it would be.
Well, it wouldn't have been, except for the fact of the way that the wood was broken.
True. So it turns out we could not wood glue it, so we go back the next day and duct tape the bed together. That was the only thing we could do.
It's our final option.
So we go back the next day and duct tape it together.
So we can't use power tools. So.
Yeah. So we duct tape it together, and then I so courageously hopped on the top bunk to test it out, wiggled around a little bit. Elder Harmon shook the bed quite a bit.
Pretty hard, actually. I was surprised it stayed.
And as far as we know, the bed has not fallen apart yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sorry, sisters. We did our best.
Oh, it was so funny.
But, yeah, it was crazy. We lifted a bunk bed onto a balcony.
We felt pretty cool afterwards, and a dude and his girlfriend was watching us the whole time, and I feel like they were impressed.
Yeah.
They had to be.
Totally. They were checking us out. Well, Elder Harmon. I ran away. But, yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I'm all out of time on this recording, so I'll tell you about the rest of this week in my email. I love you guys. Bye.